episode 9. Welcome back. It's Anthony here, your host. We're practically in the middle of August. The fuck's going on this year? Seriously, I felt like this year has flown. Like, there's been a shit cold winter in Melbourne, and we're finally just like getting a glimpse of the sun before it gets worse. And then it's September, then yeah, it's able to go proper camping again. You can go in the middle of winter, but the track's open. Easier to take kids away, more pleasant being out in the little bit more warmth, a bit more predictable weather. Not, it's not going to rain today and then next minute it's 15 mils. So looking forward to actually this time of the year. It's my favourite time of the year to start preparing, start looking into things. So one thing I have done to do that is prepared my vehicles. So I have a 2013 Prado that people may know, may not know. Only a couple of months ago it was bog stock. The most recent things I've done is finally refurbished a bull bar I found at the Wreckers for $500. Funny story, it came with all this stuff, a box of spares for the ARB bull bar, a set of spotties on it, and bits and bobs. I ended up selling all the spares and spotties for more than what I paid for the bull bar. Spent $140 on paint, painted in my garage, and then me and my friend Steve installed it in my car. It came with all the bracketry. All I had to do was buy some bolts and buy some fog lights. I didn't know what I was walking into. Like, gave an instruction book. We had, we said we can do it. He's pretty handy. I'm pretty handy, and we like to give shit a go. Once we took the bull bar ready, once we took the bumper off, cut it, that's when it was a bit of a, oh shit, we're in it now. Like, you're committed. You cut the bumper, you're fucked. That's it. You gotta keep going. So we did. And went from Saturday night to Sunday afternoon, and when we got it on, it looked awesome. Admittedly, colour's probably a little bit off, but you're talking about an 11-year-old vehicle to a brand new painted bull bar. Probably could have just done with one more colour of pearl. So my car's a crystal pearl, Toyota 070. It requires a base coat, a pearl colour, and also a hardener. The only thing I forgot to put on a bit more was the pearl. So yeah, I was a bit spewing, but it looks awesome on the vehicle, along with getting some new wheels because the tyres were cooked. They'd done 110,000 Ks Dynapro, hand-cooked Dynapros, and I went to the Falcon Wild Peaks now, purely on price, performance, what I've heard from others, and not being off-road all the time. It's better on the road because I use my car for work. Wheels, I went CSAs, and they look pretty cool. I've always wanted a black wheel. I spent probably 6 years researching all that, and for suspension, I went to Dobinson's because I went to monotubes. They're probably the best price for the best performance. And I've got it all done at Jack's Tyres. They installed the suspension wheels, and I did the bull bar myself, and the car looks like an animal now. I'm really, really happy with it. More importantly, I feel safe in it. I feel safe in it in this weather. I feel safe when I'm going to go off-roading again. And compared to what it was before, my car, the suspension was 180,000, 11 years old. 180,000 K, sorry. So it was tired, it was droopy, and now it just, it stands awesome. Surprised my kids with it when I picked them up, and they were pretty happy with it. It's their vehicle as well. And it's funny because we all talk about, getting a new vehicle. Oh, I want this car, I want that car. Yes, the new Prado 250 looks sick, and I would buy one, but I don't have $85,000. I'd rather put that towards something else. Well, 300, yeah, sure. If you give me 130 grand, I'll take a 300 any day. But for an 11-year-old car, 180,000, I'm just going to keep maintaining my vehicle and keep it because end of the day, it has all these bells and whistles in it. But there was one day I was at the lights and I saw a 300 GR Sport, and I said to the kids, "Oh, look at that car. That looks sick." And they go, "What's wrong with your car, Dad? This car's awesome." I'm like, I just realized, like, I don't care. I don't really care. I guess it's the whole keeping up with the Joneses thing kind of thing sometimes for some people, not for me. Some people need a new vehicle. Some people are fortunate to get a vehicle through work that they can choose, depending on where they work. There's so many different factors. But for me, I'm really happy with my car. I've had it for nearly 7 years now. I got it just before the kids were born. And yeah, it just keeps surprising me every day. One day I'll get a camper trailer, I'll put it in the back of it. I'll, make sure I just make sure it's maintained with my car. When 1KD FTV, just gotta make sure you do the injectors, and yeah, that car will last forever. It's a beautiful car. I love it. I'll put some photos up on socials one day, and just I've documented a little bit of the build, but really going down that road is looking at your car now in winter and seeing what you probably need to do to it to be ready to go away in summer. Because if you are going to travel and you haven't done the maintenance to your vehicle, aka tyres are a bit worn, suspension's a bit tired, you probably haven't kept up with your services as much as you could have, or you have and you haven't driven the car as much, and you may notice a few different bits and bobs in the car where you're like, that just doesn't feel right. What I've learnt now is just get it looked at, invest into your vehicle, because you don't want to be pulled over on the side, 400 or 500 k's out of a town, pulled up, car's broken down, haven't got reception, and make a phone call to RACV, or make sure you get roadside assistance, by the way. And if you do travel, get the better one, because it will save your ass when you're further away from the city. It does cost you when you have to get towed. So yeah, probably gone down a rabbit hole, a few different things in the one thing, but yeah, actually feel how your vehicle drives going to and from work, or even go for a drive, and if it doesn't feel right, get it checked. Even with if you've got a camper trailer, get your bearings, just re-grease your bearings, get new bearings. It's literally, I don't know, $80 in total for bearings and grease, if that. If you've got a single axle, just get it done. It's just, peace of mind. You want to be pulled up, and you don't want to be paying triple the amount for that, because end of the day, your holiday that you planned, which you say you budgeted $1,000 for, could cost you $2-3 if you don't keep, do it properly. So yeah, highly recommend just getting your car serviced, get it checked. If you feel something's not right, get it looked at. If you know how to do it, ask a mate. If they don't know, get a mechanic. But have your car ready, primed and ready, because for the upcoming season, because yeah, you don't want to miss that moment. It can cost you, and it has before for myself. I've not been confident in my vehicle, and I'm not taking it out. Went camping once, and we went to 4 drive tracks, and I just said, no, car's not right. I'm just going to hold off, park it up, jump in their car, and go for a drive. And I was spewing, because that would have been a fucking awesome drive to do. But, you got to go with your gut sometimes. And this is a perfect time to check your equipment as well that you got. You may need a new chair. You may need new things to go away. You may have shit laying around. Just flog it off on the marketplace. Like I found an old barbecue I haven't used for ages. Put it on marketplace. Ended up, getting something else for my trips away with that money. You can declutter, but then you can say, yeah, I need to invest in this, or do this and that. You don't have to buy new. I always look online, the Snowies or Tent World, and see what I need. Go on Marketplace if I can find it better. And, there's people that, probably got a chair with a tent, and they're just flogging it off for $50 when you probably pay $150 new online. They've still got the tags on it, and you're laughing because you don't have to buy new, which is perfect. The only thing I probably would buy new sometimes these days, unless you know what you're doing, is cooking appliances. Probably cooking appliances that involve gas is one of my things. And if you use those propane tin, like those stoves with the propane tins, probably buy them new. I don't know. I'm just a bit sus about buying stuff like that secondhand, because if shit hits the fan, at least you get your money back. There's no, it's new, so you're not going to get you're less prone to getting leaks. Definitely stuff like that. And also, when you're going away, make sure you book it early. And a lot of places will ask you to stay at 4 or 5 minimum night. When, for some people's circumstances, including my own, is not impossible, but easier if you want to stay 2-3 nights. I think it's shit that they do that. I know they're trying to make their money. I know their insurance money is expensive to run the place, and they've got to fill demands, but they're going to probably lose more people, because people have work, people got family commitments, people have got other circumstances that probably out of their control. They just have to go with. It sucks, and also mainly budgets. Like caravan sites, I used to go to like $50 a night. I've only just found out they're charging $104 a night, $84 a night now, and yeah, sure they're gonna pay their services, everything's going up, so on and so forth. But shit, when you know 5 times 80, it starts adding up there. Especially if you can only go for 3 nights of it. Some people actually book the 5 nights to go through. Like you got to do what you got to do, but you know, book early. At least you can get that. You know, you're not booking just before, and you're not going to disappoint yourself, your kids, and you know, plan it with your annual leave. And also, when doing things early, you know, word up, you know, book your annual leave as well. You don't want to do it last minute. You don't want to have this trip in mind and then work tell you can't, because we know what work sites are like these days. It's hard. Some people are self-employed, have jobs lined up to when they go away, and you know, if they can't go away, that you know they're sitting at home when they could be going away, or you know have to plan it for another 6 months later, because hey, you know, not everyone gets annual leave. People are self-employed. A lot of people have different situations, and respect to everyone doing that, because you know it's a tough slog out there. It's hard. I'd love to be self-employed one day, but you know where I'm working now, I'm really enjoying it, and you know, mate, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So you know, there's things you got to think about as you move forward, especially this time of the year, going into the next, and also this season they're coming up. But planning trips are fun, especially if you go with a group of friends or you know, boys, families, even with yourselves or your kids. You know, having a group chat to have a bit of a chinwag with, have a bit of a laugh with is good fun. I know I have a group of friends that we go away. You know, even though we're not going away for a while, we still will get pumped up about it, G'd up about it, and you know, the kids get excited, you know, in more ways as well. Especially we catch up, and you know, the kids like, oh, we can't wait to go camping. What are we going to do this time? And yeah, it's good fun. It's good G up. It's good motivation, especially on a shit day at work, or you know, things aren't going right. You can always sort of have a chinwag with friends and have something to look forward to. But like I said in other parts, you know, if that's all you're looking forward to, you sometimes you just got to fix what's in your life before you do it. I know, you know, yeah, you can have a bad day. You know, bad days at work happen. They're always going to happen. And yeah, sometimes you just need to have that reset to sort of get out in the bush and have a think, or have a chinwag with friends. It's a great time to go down deep with conversation with friends, especially when the kids are asleep. Even if you go with one or two friends, that's really good fun. I find the amount of things you can have a discussion with and sort of get off your chest, or you know, have a rant about, or whatever, especially with a small group of friends, ones that you're quite tight with. Even if you bring one that's not that tight with you, and you know, you discuss, like, you know, you open a rabbit hole of other people's, what's going through their minds, or what's in their lives, or what tribulate, you know, what's going in their life that makes them, you know, think about things, and you may have a massive relation in what they're doing to what you're doing. I remember going away with a couple of friends, and you think they're two polar opposites, but then when you all got together, it was like, holy shit, we're all the same. We're all got the same issues. We've got the same, you know, challenges. We've got the same train of thoughts, in a sense of what are we going to do in this situation or that situation. It's really good. I do recommend it. You know, even when you go, I'd love to try and do a solo trip. I think my brain is way too far, just thinks too much to go on a solo trip. But it probably could be the best thing for me. I don't know. I'll find out one day. But it'll be interesting to see. I'm actually going to try that this summer. Just go on a solo trip, even if it's an overnight, and report back and see what was done. I probably need a flowing river, because nothing puts me to sleep more than a flowing creek or river when I'm going away. You can have the most trippiest dreams from it, because, you know, from the standard quiet room in home, or, you know, even if you live in a high traffic road, like being out there in the quiet is sometimes can either people just knock out, or some people just, you know, overthink. I'm an overthinker, admittedly. Or if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll overthink, or if it's hard for me to get to sleep, especially in a swag. I've done a tent, I've done a swag, but depends on the company I'm with. I can go to sleep fast or not. Or what time in the morning we've got up. Normally I'm the one that's asleep I normally either fall asleep putting the kids to sleep at 7:30ish, or I'm the one that will fall asleep, along a campfire watching the camping TV or watching the stars and just knock out on my chair for an hour or so while everybody else is talking. Yeah, it's interesting. So I do recommend playing, getting out there with some friends, getting out there yourself. I'd love to try it. I'm going to, and yeah, see what discussions you open, friends, because you can probably help someone out that you don't know who needs help. You go on an open mind, non-judgment, and you'll be amazed to see what happens when you go away. So, in saying that, I really do recommend. Look, I was just recapping over this episode. Is check your car, plan your trips, plan your holidays, plan the book things if you go on the caravan parks or whatever. Check your insurance. Just plan ahead so you can have a great trip. And I love to hear what you guys do planning for a trip moving forward, even if it's ordering a caravan and having it on time, or ordering something and have to sell something to buy something. I'm in the at work. You got a lot of people have to sell their ute to get purchase the current ute they're looking at ordering to put a train canopy on. It's interesting how I thought it was the only way a person that thought a certain way and processed things a certain way, but really everyone's all the same in the sense, and it's peaceful to know. And if you need more ideas, the 4x4 show in Melbourne's on in a couple of weeks. I'm actually working the Boss Aluminium stand, so I look forward to seeing if anyone's going to come down. I'll be there. If you want a 15% off, use my works code BOSS15 BOSS number 1 number 5 for 15% off at tickets. So it wasn't a plug for my work. It was more, come see what I do. Come see Australian manufacturing. It is a bit of a plug. I'll give it that, and see what makes us tick from where I work, and see what other things are at the show within your budgets or what you're looking for. There is so many ideas. There's so many discounts on certain products as well. You'd be quite surprised. So get down there. It's in 2 weeks from today, today's the 10th, but it's on from the 23rd to the 25th. At the showgrounds, and I'd love to see you there. Pop in. I'll be there from Friday to Saturday, and I'd like to meet some of you guys. If you notice me from this, I don't know. Also check out the socials, getting out there _ for Instagram. I've put a couple of reels up. I've made a couple more coming up as well, putting in a few tips and tricks. And email is info@gettingouthere.net.au. The website for this is www.gettingouthere.net.au. Love to hear from you guys. Love to hear some feedback. I'm looking forward to episode 10. I might be having the kids join me for a small part of the episode. They're kind of keen. They see my setup. Carla's popped her head in a couple of times when she's woken up out of bed to hear me talk and have a bit of a rant. So, if you want to hear from the kids, please let me know. If you've got any questions for them, I'll ask them on the episode. So, throw it out at me. Go on the socials. Sort it out. You know what to do. Have a great day. Enjoy the week. I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time, whatever part of the time and day is, or whatever the part of the country is. I hear that there's a lot of people in the US listening, so thank you for that, and thank you for everyone listening locally in Australia. So appreciate everything. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye.